sportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of Na'Vi versus HellRaisers coming up here. David Parker, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Na'Vi showed up today at Starladder.
They definitely showed up today.
People sometimes doubt them. Their results have not been there always, but you put them at LAN finals and Starladder, and
yeah.
I don't care how well HellRaisers have been playing. I think Na'Vi's the team to beat here in a lot of ways. I think you can definitely put Empire in the equation. Empire's been at like 6 or 7 Starladders as well. They've been in 3 grand finals, but that experience counts for something end of the day. And that's where teams like HellRaisers, Power Rangers have been playing well. Even your VP Polar's been playing well. VP have actually got some LAN experience, but to me it's Na'Vi and Empire as possibly the 2 favorites here in Kiev, despite recent results for Na'Vi.
Yeah, so perhaps worth reiterating here, Solo standing in for Godz on HR and maybe messing with their flow a little bit. Game 1, it looked like they were doing okay at the beginning. Les Guriet's having some trouble in the offlane there, but oh, that one RP from Dendi is what shifted the momentum, and after that, they just never got it back.
Yeah. You lose one fight with a lineup which is built around team fighting with a Ravage. You have to make sure you win every single team fight with that Ravage, because if you lose that fight, it's just suddenly disaster, because they were high ground. They didn't take the Rex there, but they forced out 3 buybacks, and everything HellRaisers had worked to gain is suddenly thrown away by one bad team fight. So, yeah, it's rough.
All right, well, looking forward to Game 2. Of course, Na'Vi taking a very strong first game, looking to go 2-0 and cruise through the winner's bracket. We'll see if HR can bring us to an ace match. Now, HR, first ban on the Wisp, and Na'Vi will ban out Brewmaster Dazzle, and this time the Troll taken out of the pool.
Yeah, so
I think warranted, honestly. The Troll
absolutely.
Once you get BKB, it's manageable, and you can deal with the blind and you can man up on him. But until then, there's this huge window where the Troll can kind of do whatever he wants. I mean, how do you check him in that like 10 to 15 minute window when he's coming online and just...
It's the Troll of the Lycan, and to me, I think they just thought Na'Vi's on the dire side. We want to make sure we get rid of the Lycan because they're on that dire side. This time around, Na'Vi is on the Radiant. You don't have to worry about the Roshan as badly, so... Okay, let's take out the Troll. If they take Lycan on the Radiant side, it's maybe not as big of an issue. And I feel like Na'Vi, Lycan is not always a top 2 pick. Sometimes it's that 3rd or 4th slot, so Na'Vi maybe going to prefer to pick up something like the Magnus as their 2nd pick, depending on how they want to play this one.
Yeah, first pick Venge, very safe though. Very, very standard, doesn't really reveal too much. HellRaisers, they're going to think about this opener quite a bit here, dipping deep into that reserve time. How do they want to start off this draft? Do they dare go for the Lycan?
Not really a HellRaisers pick per se, but curious. This is a tough one. Like if you don't want to reveal too much, you pick up like your Lion or your Skywrath Mage with maybe a Tide or some kind of core hero that doesn't really say too much about your line. Maybe the Puck gets picked up.
Yeah, I was just thinking Puck is where they're going to go, and there you go. AA Puck. So
AA Puck. Solid.
Doesn't reveal too much. The beginnings of a very scary team fight lineup.
I actually think the AA ban last game was really important. I think if HellRaisers had gotten AA as their 4th pick maybe, so it didn't get banned out, or as their 5th pick, that would have been a very different game with an AA in their support duo. It helps deal with the Abaddon heals in the mid game. It's a good way of dealing with those blink initiations as well. Once you're hit by the Ice Blast, you can't rely on that blink too well. So it feels like a hero that Na'Vi would have had problems dealing with their Game 1 draft.
Yep, and there's the Magnus once more. So Na'Vi will stick to what works. Dendi Magnus once again.
Okay.
So 3rd and 4th bans coming out. You know, I learned a fun little tidbit the other day, Godz. Do you know what Dendi's name means? You know where it comes from?
10 seconds remaining.
No, I don't.
It's really weird. I never would have guessed. Apparently, in Ukraine, back in the day when you had your 8-bit gaming systems, there was a Nintendo knockoff called Dendi, kind of like a play on Nintendo.
Okay.
And that was like the gaming system that they had in Ukraine in this timing window. And apparently, Dendi played the hell out of it. And I want to be Dendi. And that's it. He's named after a Chinese knockoff gaming system. At least according to Vlad. He told me that over whiskeys last night. So unless he was joshing me,
I like it.
I like it too. The more you know. And also, you know what Havost means in Ukrainian?
What does Havost mean in Ukrainian?
Tail.
Tail.
He is the inverse no-tail.
Okay. So.
So there you go. Na'Vi trivia. HellRaisers ban out.
That's much better than the story of Quakefa, who just like pushed his hand down the keyboard and saw what came up. Like he literally just like randomly chose like I think he somehow ended up on a Q first, and he's like, "What will fit? Let's go." Oh, and like just randomly found letters on the keyboard.
Oh, that looks like a cool word. Now let's figure out how to say it. Quakefa. We're going with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I am Quakefa now. Oh man. Navi banning out Rubik and the Naga Siren. HellRaisers take out the PA as they think about their 4th ban.
All right. Take out some of those Havos picks here. Something that less worried about the Lycan, as said earlier, with the Radiant side. And
Reserve time.
I wonder what that kind of... Havos has been generally going for those kind of tankier frontline initiator type carries. I mean, be it the Troll, the PA. Lycan kind of plays a different style, which I think HellRaisers realize, like, okay, if they have to go Lycan, it's definitely a problem hero, but it doesn't really suit that group up as 5 as much. And they're going to ban out the Medusa as well. So that is kind of similar to that PA or Troll type hero. Not quite as much damage output, perhaps, but a lot tankier than those other 2 options. So HellRaisers now. We'll see what Gordietz wants to pick for his team here as far as the 3rd and 4th pick go. And hello.
Had to swap headsets, just making sure. Oh, yeah. Sorry, we're playing with some audio levels here. Okay, sounds good. All right, great.
Sound good to me, Andrew.
Hopefully I won't be clipping quite as much. The other one actually sounds a little better.
5 seconds.
If I get loud, am I clipping again? If a Ravage! Oh man! Yeah, it sounds like I'm clipping
a little bit. Yeah.
10 seconds.
All right. Well, we'll mess with it.
Let's just hope for a Naga. Well, no Naga Siren. We just have to hope for no Ravages.
Nice passive game, no Ravages. Okay.
Then we don't have to worry about it.
Okay. So Medusa
HellRaisers.
was the ban, and yeah, HellRaiser or Jesus, Disruptor. So, Disruptor again.
Okay.
A lot of team fight. Huge magic damage on HellRaisers here.
This is a game where offlaners will struggle, especially the Navi offlaner, Disruptor, AA, support duo. And that was the big thing last game with the Disruptor. It was a dual lane where the offlaner was getting nothing out of the lane because of the Disruptor pick. Or maybe they basically said, okay, Tide, you can get some XP and farm because... And as a result, they kind of baited him into staying in the lane longer. And then once they have their spells timed up, Disruptor got his glimpse as well as his Thunderstrike. It's like, okay, now we get a kill. 2 minutes later, you get a bit more farm and XP. Oh, now our Troll is level 5. Our Disruptor's level 3 with level 2 glimpse. Oh, we got another kill. So it was kind of this trade-off where they kind of intentionally gave Tide some farm and XP in the lane just so they could get a few kills on him by keeping him in the lane. Yeah,
that's true, actually. That lane bait. So Navi, thinking about their 4th pick, a lot of options, a lot of different ways they can go with this draft.
BKB heroes, because you're up against all magic damage, a lot of silences. Yeah. You definitely want some kind of like gyrocopter type carry, I feel like, for Havos. That's going to anything that's going to go BKB, I feel, or either that or you get something which just is tanky and manly, like the Medusa. But
you're talking about BKB carries. What has happened to Lifestealer? I can't remember the last time I saw him picked, banned, or even thought of.
He's a melee hero. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You look at the melee heroes people are picking, and they're pretty damn mobile. Juggernaut, 500 movement speed with Phase, Mask of Madness.
Yep.
Lifestealer can't really go for these items. He used to go for the Phase Drums. Drums is just kind of not very cost-effective item, though.
Yeah.
You can't... I mean, I guess in theory you could go Mask of Madness Lifestealer, but he doesn't have like the inbuilt crit that the Juggernaut does. He doesn't do the same kind of damage output without getting for an armlet.
And Juggernaut has a similar feature that I'm going with here, and that's the magic immunity. So you have that kind of BKB TP early on, and some more tools to work around with. So I think the Jug fits in pretty well here.
Yeah. He does feel like, he's kind of like the New Age Lifestealer in that he's the magic immune, has high single target physical damage. The Omni Slash and Infest kind of work different ways, but it's an interesting kind of thought there. That Lifestealer has definitely fallen off.
Yeah.
I think a lot goes back to your normal carries, your Slacks, your Voids. They all have mobility spells.
Well, just compare Feast to Healing Ward. Same kind of an idea for that hero, except Juggernaut can heal his entire team percentage-based, and Feast is just on the single target, though, damage. So it's all about trade-offs, but HellRaisers, they will grab the Razor. Sticking with that blue-purple theme as the Lightning Revenant is grabbed once more. Didn't work for him last game, but they'll have another go at it.
Yeah, so it looks like Puck is going to be their offlaner of choice, and Razor most likely for the mid. I guess they could tri-lane Razor and do something like a Puck mid. It's not really a lane. I don't think Navi's a team you want to go offensive tri-lane against here, because one, they've got a Jug who can at least leech XP and stay alive fairly well. And Funnick in 1v1 matchups, he loves that. They're going to pick him a hero that's like, okay, if you go offensive tri-lane with this, Funnick's going to have a 1v1 with the Clinks, you lose that lane. So at this point, your HellRaisers, you kind of have to do the Puck off lane, the Razor mid, and get some kind of safe lane farmer to go with the AA Disruptor, which works out all right, but there's definitely Na'Vi should be able to zone out the puck pretty well. Mid lane Razor can maybe get ganked. There's opportunities for Na'Vi to do a lot with this draft.
Well, one good thing for HellRaisers here is 4 ranged heroes against a Magnus. So it's not going to be easy to get those big RPs for Dendi unless HellRaisers are in a really awkward position. They will choose a final ban on the Lion. Makes a lot of sense. We've talked about him a fair bit, compare nicely with the Vengeful Spirit. And Na'Vi will think about which core they want to take out of the pool.
Something like I don't know. The Slack is kind of pesky, but I think the Void is the biggest. You need some. You're still lacking in the team fight department. That's where I think what are those kind of like good control-y frontline kind of carries, and I think Void and Wraith King. Void's like the better version of a Wraith King to me. The ultimate just does so much more.
Okay, they grab Morphling, so sticking with that blue theme.
All right.
Very elusive hero.
Yeah, there's no silences, so you're kind of guaranteed even if you get initiated on by an RP, you can get off your Morph Strength. I guess Clinks in theory goes for the Orchid, but...
I mean, Na'Vi have some options here, though. They could grab something like a Skywrath to grab a Silence. I think that could be useful against the Morphling.
Yeah, for Go Black here, what are you thinking? Elder Titan, let's bring him back. Support Elder Titan against the Morphling.
That could be really potent, actually.
I don't... Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking, like, what's your Morphling counters then? Elder Titan and then AA, the two that really come to mind. I guess Skywrath, as you mentioned, with the Silence, but...
Skywrath helps, yeah.
I think if they're really worried about the Morphling, they can rush the Orchid there, and then, hey, Morphling probably rushes something like a Ghost Scepter so he doesn't die during that.
They could do something greedy here and go with like a Chen in the jungle, but no. They Abaddon once more.
It's the Na'Vi dual lanes. We'll see the Abaddon Clinks in the off lane probably. They're thinking that Venge alone can do enough against the puck, and I think you're probably right there. You give the puck a bit of XP again, a bit of farm here or there, but Venge for the most part can zone out Goriettes pretty well in the off lane.
Yep, and I got to tweak my settings once more. That damn Coddle guy config file, man. He uses weird decel and acceleration. I can't get over it. Game 2. Na'Vi took game 1. Let's see if we can go to a game 3. And there are the shout-outs to Dulot again. Is that a joke towards Vilot? I still don't know.
Sure.
We'll have to ask him what the deal with the Dulot is.
What is Dulot?
Hopefully it's not a swear word. So
hey, these players are professionals.
Yeah. They would never do that. Never, never. So, Na'Vi, they will do the dual lanes, as you mentioned. Van Score will head bottom on the Venge. It looks like Havost will be on the Jug. That puts Go Black on the Abaddon once more. Mid lane, Dendi will play the Magnus. And no surprise, Funnick heads off lane on the Clinks. Very predictable from Na'Vi. They will start with 3 heroes in the bottom, but I reckon Go Black will be moving around quite a bit.
Yeah, he's got the TP scroll already. On the dire side, it will be HellRaisers, Artez on the Morphling up top. Over towards the mid lane, we are going to see the Disruptor of Solo going down towards the bottom room. Dread going to be on the Ancient Apparition. Mid lane is going to be Alpha Ninja on the Razor. And finally, in the off lane, it's going to be Goriettes playing the puck.
Yes,
for the HellRaisers team.
All right. So what are you thinking draft-wise? Do you give an edge to either side here, Parker?
I think Na'Vi have the slightly stronger draft. They've got a clearer game plan once more with the Magnus. Like they pick this Magnus early and make sure they have one hero that can benefit a bit from the Empower. It's not like, okay, we're not going all in with an Empower, Ember Spirit, or Faceless Void, and that's our only damage, but they get a hero that benefits from it, and like we saw last game, one team fight with a good Mag RP, you turn the game on that. And I think similarly, they've got strong lanes. HellRaisers don't really have a good, clear team fight plan. They don't have anyone kind of good and tanky for the front lines too much. Morphling's going to want to farm. It's like, who's creating space for the Morphling to farm this game? And I look around, I'm like, Puck's an offlaner. You can't rely on him to create space. Razor goes mid, but this hero is also kind of a carry that just wants to sit there and farm. So I feel in general, Na'Vi have the better draft this game.
Yeah, I feel like some of the success for HR kind of revolves around Funnick and keeping him down, just like last game. But Funnick on Clinks, if he gets that momentum, if he can manage to get an Orchid before like the 20-minute mark, 18-minute mark, they're going to have some trouble dealing with this. And you talked about rushing the Orchid to deal with the Morphling, and he could certainly get an Orchid before the Morphling has a Linken's in this kind of 2v2 matchup here. They will have the Disruptor in the jungle. He will double pull. This camp is not blocked at the moment, so very similar flavor to last game. Funnick and Go Black in a 2v3 situation with an Abaddon on their side.
Yeah. That's the Clinks instead of the Weaver this time
around. And again, Funnick with the double Ringer Protection opener. Very, very similar.
There's a bit more magic damage this time around with the AA Chilling Touch, but
Disruptor does not chill Thunderstrike, so their magic damage output a bit lower than it could be potentially, though I guess Chilling Touch kind of makes up for it.
this AA Disruptor, I feel like they can't really gank mid too easily. Like, if mid had an actual disable, like, you could go there, get a glimpse back, set up the stun, but it's a Razor AA Disruptor. It's not like you can easily kill a mag with this. So we saw last game, Dendi was probably one of the big problem heroes to deal with. And
yeah,
I just feel like getting something which could actually gank in mid lane would have maybe gone a long way.
Yeah, HR are just lacking in control in general. You've got Puck, Silence, and Coil. You've got the Raptor with his kind of unique control set, and Cold Feet. And that's about it in the way of stuns. So, yeah, these team fights could be a little scary.
Maroons will get it quiet. Nothing really too game-changing there. And the dual lane will continue up top. Abaddon contests the rune, heads up top, still has the TP scroll. And that's the other thing. You can't really gank the mid lane because that's where Abaddon just TPs in, gets an easy counter gank with that Aphotic Shield. Doesn't actually get any kills off of it, but keeps Dendi alive.
Yeah. Gordiet's in the off lane, struggling a little bit, getting zoned out pretty effectively by Vanscore.
Yeah.
Is only level 2, and just one last hit to his name, while Hvost racking up the last hits on point with the Morphling. So at least this laning phase, a bit more even than it was last time around. Funnick with only one last hit so far.
Yeah, this is, I think, a much better job of zoning out Funnick in the off lane especially. Clinkz is a bit more, a lot less stable as far as offlane an offlane versus tri-lane kind of setup here. You can skeleton walk in, but you can't use it to farm, which is where the Weaver really got a lot out of the offlane. He was using the Shikuchi not just to stay alive, but also to go in, get a bit of farm, and be very cost effective with his harass and mana use.
Yeah, Vanscore, great positioning down here, just keeping Gordiet as far out of XP range as possible. He does manage to ding level 3. But I would still call that a success. Funnick only 2 for now. Already sentry wards coming down from HR.
They need dust though. They could have actually killed him. Like they zoned him to the secret shop, but then they have no sentries, no dust, no way. I mean, they've got their detection right here, but they're going to lose vision. They can't actually get the glimpse on him.
Yeah, that would have been a kill. I think if the kinetic field was just a little better placed. But Clinkz, a hard hero to trap inside of it without using the glimpse because he's just so damn fast.
Yeah. I guess the one thing, the Abaddon just instantly gets rid of dust, which is actually a kind of cool mechanic here. So they're going to be forced to spend a lot of money getting sentries.
Glimpse back on the Abaddon, though. Go Black, only level 2, stuck inside of the kinetic field. This could be your first blood or not. Deny from Go Black. Beautifully done. This is going to be the most annoying dual lane for HellRaisers. They are just not having fun. Lucky for the Puck here. Did they have vision of that? Rune, yeah, okay, not so lucky. I guess maybe unlucky for Hvost. Haste Rune that Gordietz walks right into. Hvost thought that'd be a kill. He has the phase boots trying to chase him down, but the Puck known his limits, and will be just fine.
So for the supports, it's like, what do HellRaisers do? They can't kill top lane, they can't gank mid. All they can really do is stack and pull a bit, but I feel that's where Na'Vi get more out of the lanes. They're running dual lanes. The Venge is kind of doing pretty good job zoning the Puck and pull and stack. It's a lot harder for the HellRaisers supports to kind of find a place in this game where they can be effective with their time.
Yeah. Morphling, early ring of health picked up on his brown boots, so the beginning of the Lincolns, undoubtedly. Nothing crazy about this Morphling build, but he won't be rushing a Midas, which is always an option. Big kinetic field up top. Funnick stands his ground for now. Aphotic Shield comes out. They'll put a sentry ward down. Funnick will be okay. No, the glimpse back. He's in big trouble. The Abaddon sustain is just too much. One more auto attack just can't bring him down. 15 HP, and the Bone Fletcher lives.
Okay. Funnick, at this point, they may have stayed alive, but that still looks like a good exchange for HellRaisers. That secures Morphling to free farm. Clinkz should, in theory, I thought he was going to go back to heal, but it looks like he wants to at least stay in this lane as long as this creep wave. Okay, so Abaddon goes through all of his HP, miscoiling out Funnick to stay in lane, and then it looks like Go Black will go back to base to heal up.
I think he'll do one more and then head back. Okay. Non-lethal damage. Or, oh, it is lethal. He just denied himself. Derp.
Yep. I like that decision from Na'Vi. Keep Funnick in the lane. He's behind on XP, behind on farm. He needs every kind of second he can in this lane. Even without much farm, he can still kind of make some plays happen on the map just with like a level 6 Death Pact to big creep, head mid or somewhere with an RP, and just level 3 Searing Arrows with a Death Pact creep can maybe find a kill on someone like a Razor.
So Hvost, he's got his phase boots, about 800 gold. Probably just a Mask of Madness around the corner. Oh, no, okay. He'll go for the Aquila first. But
all right. Suggesting maybe he's not going to go as heavy on the stats this game. If you're going for something, Aquila gives you stats as well as mana regen, which is normally where you want to go for like the mass stats build.
He's already put 2 points in the stats, so
yeah, that
an interesting build from
end of it. Yeah, we'll see. It definitely shows they want to go for the fast tower. You can maybe try sneaking a little Roshan, but if you want to sneak Roshan, the Mask of Madness is all you really need. But.
Yeah. Makes it so easy for you. Very quiet early game relative to last time, though. Artez still farming away. Funnick getting a couple.
Mid. Dandy's gone in. Half a ninja.
Will they actually find this kill, though? Godz doing what damage he can. Van score there, connects with his thumb, but Half a Ninja just too damn tanky. Shockwave brings him low, 55 HP. Nowhere to run, but neutrals in the ogres.
Got him.
Oh my gosh, they can't club him down, and Godz secures the first blood.
Oh, top lane now. Here comes the backstab on Funnick, but Disruptor.
Do they have the dust? They've got a sentry on the Raptor. Okay.
Not going to work.
Almost saw 2 denies back-to-back for that first blood. That was so close. If only those ogres just did a little more damage.
The initially, before he got to the ogre, Godz was about to get the kill, but then he kind of fogged him in those trees.
Yeah.
He was trying to wind up the miscoil already, but didn't succeed in doing so. But either way, Godz is making the plays happen, keeping Funnick alive in the top lane, denying himself, now getting a first blood for himself. Really good start for the Na'Vi side, I feel. HR pinging out the top lane. They want to have a go on Funnick. There is a ward down already. Dread moving into position. And not going to find the glimpse. So Gets out of
close.
range. Oh, he's going for the
Sentry. He wants this. Solo dives it. Takes a lot of tower shots. That's a mistake.
3-2-2.
Oh, my. That was way too bold. Now, Dread. He might feel the pain as well. Gets stunned up by the Venge. The Howl is there. Funnick laying in a Searing Arrow or 2. And the AA stays standing.
I think it's safe to say Solo not on the same page as his teammates there.
Yes, and that's the stand-in syndrome a little bit. Havos down bottom actually has a go with the puck, but won't dive the tower as he orbs away. Dream Coil also available.
Yeah. It's always hard. You're standing in for a team. It's not even so much pressure, but it's like you want to impress them in some ways.
Yeah.
You want to make plays happen. Be like, okay, I'm a stand-in. They're not really expecting me to make plays. They're just expecting like a stable performance. But you're in this mentality where it's like, okay, I want to go big. And Solo, well, he tried, didn't succeed there.
They want to go big onto Funnick again, but can't get vision.
Funnick has created so much space. Not a single death. They've bought at least 4. I think it's even been 6 sentries so far in this top lane, and have not killed him once.
Well, and now Funnick just moves mid, perhaps for a go on the Razor. Scouts it out. Dendy has an RP. Half a Ninja with good positioning. The RP gets pump faked.
Yeah.
Double damage also on Dendy.
Very clear what's going on. And this is Alpha Ninja's positioning in this mid lane has been fantastic for 2 games in a row, but they're going to get the RP now.
You spoke too soon here, Parker. A Photic shield out on Dendy. Skewer forward. They still get the kill with the Shockwave, but a lot of low health heroes. Solo with just not enough damage to turn anything around.
Until then, like, he was being so good in game 1 as well as just at the start of that game, where if Dendy walks up to him, he backs off. Never lets Dendy get an RP range, but a slight slip up there, and I think just knowing he had the Disruptor behind him, he didn't think that Magnus, even with the clinch,
why did he walk into the
kill.
river? He kind of went down here and then went, oh crap, they're coming for me, and had to go back up, and that's what gave Dendy the opening. Not really sure
Maybe
what that
a
movement was.
misclick or something.
Yeah. No rune was coming out. It was like at 8:30, so awkward movement, but Na'Vi starting to pull away a little bit here. About 2,000 gold, 500 experience in their favor. Not too shabby for 10 minutes in. Only 3-1, but a good start. Top lane now. Artez putting a lot of pressure onto the tower, and he will find it. Na'Vi already used the glyph, and that'll be a nice little chunk of gold going the way of the Morphling.
Yeah, Morphling's getting a lot of farm. It does feel like, though, Havos is just going to be able to do a whole lot more. Juggernaut as a hero is just not going to be a do-nothing hero like the Morphling. Morphling's going to want to farm, especially with the Lincoln's build. You can fight to a small extent, but once you get to that like 15-minute stage where Havos is level 11, has level 2 Omnislash, Mask of Madness with Phase Boots, and maybe a Yasha even then, suddenly Na'Vi can take Roshan, can take any fight they really want, and Morphling's like, well, I've maybe got a Lincoln's or an ulti orb with my Perseverance, but he's not really offering much to his team.
Yeah, and that's sort of just that difference in peaks, where Juggernaut will kind of hit his first peak way before the Morphling, and yeah, there's that recipe for the Mask of Madness sitting back in the stash, and will be delivered momentarily. Tower down bottom will go down. Gordietz comes in looking for perhaps a deny, but last hit goes the way of Havost, and it'll be an even tower-for-tower trade. Both position ones getting the last hit.
Okay. Na'Vi now. Really starting to pull ahead. About almost a 3,000 net worth lead. HellRaisers yet to... This one kill on the scoreboard is the deny, so they've not really done anything this game as far as their lineup's concerned. The tri lane, unable to get kills on the Clinks, has really been the biggest disaster for them. They couldn't rotate mid, they couldn't keep the other lanes alive. The good thing is Gordietz on the puck, I feel, has done really well to get XP. He's level 8 on the puck. He's made a lot out of the off lane. He's not looking at the fastest Blink Dagger, but that's not really what is expected of him. The fact he hasn't died, been up against the Jug. We've yet to see an Omni Slash at 11 minutes in, and that's not Havos playing bad. That's more HellRaisers positioning and just playing defensively enough they don't give up any kills.
Yeah. Havos will move into the jungle now. Gets a small double stack here, just boosting up that farm. And now that he has the Mask of Madness, the one can move into the jungle. And if they get a little lane control back in the bottom, that means the Vengeful Spirit or one of the other supports can start racking up some experience and get some farm to those initial core items. Yeah. Dendi, Blink Dagger, just now purchased at the 12-minute mark. Standard timing there. And now Na'Vi have a few more initiation options.
Yeah, I feel like Na'Vi are going to have a very clear plan from here. Like, find a decent pickoff or two with the Blink RP. Go into the Roshan then with like the Venge plus Juggernaut duo. They're going to have a medallion soon on the Vengeful Spirit, I imagine. Vengscore's already got the chainmail.
Solo in trouble. Funnick initiates on him. It's going to be an easy pick for the Bone Fletcher.
It's very clear game plan for Na'Vi. Funnick just goes off creating space.
Skewer back onto Ninja. Easy stun into tower range. The Razor should be going down here. Swap from Vanscore. Now Ninja sipping the bottle. Dendi with a shockwave secures the kill. HR just getting picked apart around the map. Now down bottom. Havos on to Godz. He'll try to orb into the tree line. Havos, no way to close the gap. There is a TP scroll on the puck.
He's checking it out. Quelling Blade. Ooh, needed to. Oh, the Healing Ward could have given vision.
That was surprisingly close.
If he'd used that right away. I think it was something like an afterthought, like, oh, I can get some extra vision with this.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like. So puck gets away. 1,400
not a
gold.
big deal, though. Yeah. It's still like free farm for Havos. Zone the puck out of the lane. Slow down his blink.
Yasha on the way. Movement speed all around for Havos.
Yeah, this level 11 too. That's the big level for the Jug to hit.
Yep. How close is he here? Oh, wow, very close. Yeah, just a couple creeps. So Godz takes over the mid lane, and he could be in some trouble. Swap from the Venge. He does manage to get off the orb. Venge on the high ground has the magic missile. But puck will still live. Dendi low on mana, and
he went for the plays. He went for the he went for the skewer after the swap. If he'd maybe held that, but hey, it's just keep these HellRaisers lineup on the back foot, keep them guessing, keep them like rotating to TP in to try save team. And if they're TPing in, even if they like save a puck or something, if they're not getting counter kills right now, HellRaisers are not accomplishing anything. They're still yet to get an actual kill. They're farming all right, but by no means on the same level that Na'Vi are right now.
Well, things getting a little better for HRs in the top lane. Both of their supports about to hit level 6. Disruptor grabs Hids and Dread will off this creep. So 2 big ultimates now in the mix for the Dire side, and in these skirmishes, that Ice Blast alone will make a big difference.
Yep. Oh, funny.
Oh, gets dusted by Solo in pretty deep, but nobody's nearby. Just a quick TP out. Okay, that was bold. Now Solo may be regretting his decisions.
Yeah,
Funnick pursue.
He's going to wait for the Skeleton Walk to come back. He also has mana issues right now.
Solo's just trying to bait this out. He's going to die. Oh my gosh, so close. Knowing his limits so well. Keeps Funnick around, and Blinks goes down. That was really close. Well played by Solo.
Yeah, Funnick could have just outlasted the Dusk, gone for a Skeleton Walk, but he kind of got baited in a little bit. At this point, his job is to create space. So I feel like a death like that isn't going to hurt Na'Vi too much. It opens up Roshan for simple taking from Na'Vi. Don't even need the medallion here. Just Havos and Dendi. With this damage output on Havos with Empower, once again we're seeing Dendi go for this 2 skewer build. Already has 3 points in the Empower, just keeping the 1 value point on RP, and Havos' damage output is insane. 200 plus damage with the Empower.
Yeah, absolutely. Now with an Aegis of the Immortal, he's hungry for blood, thinking about an Omni Slash. There it is on Ninja on the low ground. Gets an easy kill on the Razor. While the rest of his team keeps Godz busy. Ice Blast comes in. Go Black will not shatter, at least not yet. Puck with a phase shift, not going to keep him alive. Havos with the crit that he needed. Now Dendi skewering in. He has an RP. He wants to find the opening, but might not even need it. Uses it on the Solo Disruptor. Courier also gets picked off. HR in shambles right now. They will finish off the Aegis, but Havos coming right back up. It's an Aegis for 3 and a Courier.
Yikes. That is painful stuff. Na'Vi just, again, using this Magnus to great effect and timing everything. Like, all their time has just been on point here. HellRaisers finding these fights come to them when they're just not ready for it. And I'm not, the blink on the puck is nice and all, but you can't kill the key hero. That is the Juggernaut.
And now Artez in the mid lane, swapped by Vanscore, skewered back, but hey, he's got a replicate. Okay. So, smart play there from Artez. I thought he was dead for sure. But good setup. Navi showing us just the power of these mobility heroes. Swap into a skewer is just such a deadly combo.
It's just very well thought out the entire draft. Navi, Funix off creating space. He's even gone back for a Midas, playing that kind of like Brew type role where he wants to make sure he keeps up in farm. There's no real pressure on him to do much as far as he doesn't need to pick up items right now that can come into effect. He just needs to keep on creating space and also getting farm.
Can he find a pickoff here onto Godz? Orb used aggressively.
Maybe the orb used, but
he's thinking about it, staying out of tower range, considering his options, but will not go for it. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Morphling does get a tower kill as Navi uses a glyph. And in the mid, Ice Blast flies through, helps negate some of that healing ward, but Havos just uses the Blade Fury and finishes off that tower. So tower for tower trade as Funix once more rotates up top, pulling out that calculator and figuring out his options. We'll go ahead and Death Pact to creep.
okay.
Oh, bumps right into the puck, silence, and blink away. But Navi will smoke up and make a movement.
Again, it's Havos like a good 3-4K gold ahead of the next, the HellRaisers carry, and should be able to find an easy pickoff here.
Swap onto App and Ninja into a stun. Yeah, no problemo. Meanwhile, while they're doing this, Havos just finds a solo kill onto the Disruptor. No problem.
Walked in, Omni Slash, and easy peasy.
Yep. So fast 2-0. Navi getting another good exchange there, and we'll press forward into this tier 2, it looks like.
Yeah, take out the Morphling Replicate, and Havos, 3K gold on top of the Sanjin Yasha Mask of Madness.
Yeah, this is... So how do you deal with this if you're HR? This Jug farming out of control, hitting one of his first peaks here. Morphling still not really online. He has the Lincolns, but that just helps him not die as quickly. Still isn't really scary in terms of damage output.
I think how you deal with this happened 10 minutes ago in the laning stage. They had to deal with the laning stage, which was, it's obviously very hard against the Abaddon Clink's dual lane, but they needed to either find kills in that dual lane top or do something to pressure the other lanes. Like AA plus Disruptor, 2 range series with Chilling Touch, they could have gone for something like an offensive tri lane. They had other options with the lanes, and the fact they didn't win the laning stage is really problematic, because Navi, Jug Abaddon, the Abaddon Clinks is not a lane that should have done as much as they did at that top lane. They forced out so many sentry purchases, so much wasted time, and HellRaisers have just been constantly playing from behind because of that.
Yeah, it's back-to-back games. We've seen this dual off lane from Navi just completely shut down HR. That's an overstatement. Not completely shut him down, but takes so much of their effort, and all they have to do is not die. That's kind of what it boils down to. Tier 2 tower up top. Glyph is used as Navi push into it. Ice Blast comes in. Meanwhile, in the jungle, see a little skirmish break out as App and Ninja gets bumped into. Static Link will steal a very little bit of damage from Funix. Go Black in the front lines. A Photic shield on himself as Dread helps to zone them out. Now more coming in. Dream Coil used. Go Black healing up quite a bit with that borrowed time, but now dropping quickly. Funix will go down. Dread maybe in some trouble, but now Dendy initiating here. He gets off the deny. Beautifully played by the Abaddon. And now the Disruptor left behind. It's a 2 for 3 in the dire jungle, but hey, down bottom, Artez finds a tower kill. Can they punish him here? Maybe with the Slash. Going for the Replicate. Replicate will die, and he'll just TP out. Magic Missile's there. Artez isolated near the Radiant Baits, and no
He's going to wave home soon. Havos is waiting on the high ground, though.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a TP. Where's he going to go, even if he makes it to the high ground? Oh, jukes him a little bit as he goes to the mid. Is he actually going to survive
Skewer is available, though.
Yeah, there's the Skewer back. Well played by Dendy. Artez out of mana. Lincoln's gets broken. That will be a kill secure. So 2 for 4 overall, I think, for Navi, if you count that last kill.
And one of those 2, I think, was the Abaddon Deny.
So you're right.
The only real kill they got was Funix on the Clinks. So nothing that valuable for HellRaisers.
Yeah. And now a BKB comes out for Dendy following the success of that team fight.
Too. They've got BKBs all over the place. Funix going for one as well, I think, on the Clinks. And all the damage right now from HellRaisers is nuke damage. Razors just got drums, Morphlings, got a Lincolns. I mean, at this point, you're thinking you want to go E-Blade against like the physical damage of a Clinks and Jug, but at some point, it's like, well, E-Blade damage is going to be negated by BKBs now, so it's a tough game for HellRaisers.
Yeah. Speaking of the HellRaisers, they smoke up in their jungle with everyone except Artez, who will TP to the Tier 2 mid. Van Score glimpsed that, and not really into a great position for them to set up a gank, and that will be another failed smoke. It's kind of awkward.
Well.
All right, well, Godz picks up an invisibility rune in the bottle. Smoke soon to expire. They will still move around the Radiant jungle. HR kind of in desperation mode here. Really need to find a kill with this.
If Go Black, level 11, has full stuff, there's no killing him.
Yeah. Very mobile, rather tanky, and they're going to go for it. Silence comes out, and borrowed time gets procced, but still.
Not the ulti Go Black was hoping for, but
Dread, meanwhile, initiated on by the Clinks, and a few more Searing Arrows will do it. The wand from Dread keeps him alive. Funnet secures the kill. Now, Coil from Godz wants this kill, but can he actually find it? Do they have the follow-up damage? BKBs popped up plenty. As Na'Vi coming in. They'll lose their Clinks, but RP onto F and Ninja, even an Omni Slash to boot. It's a 1 for 3. Godz lives only because of the invisibility rune in the bottle, and Na'Vi are lacking on detection.
Yep, Na'Vi just good fight after good fight. Gorek can do what he can to get some scouting information here, but it's not going to amount to much. Havos pushing bottom. They'll send other heroes to push mid. And this is looking like a HellRaisers team who could be suffering a very fast early defeat here. We had a 2-0 quick win for Empire over Fire, and possibly looking like another fast 2-0 here in our second series.
Yeah, we're up to 14,000 gold and experience in the lead for Na'Vi. Even though the position 1s are farming pretty evenly. Oh, I saw that 5 as a 0. Never mind. The most is up by about 50%.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that as 10K for some reason. I was like, oh, okay, that's surprising, but... yeah, Na'Vi just...
It's ugly.
That net worth is very, very ugly. Morphling is the one saving grace for HR, and he still is just not finding the item progression he needs. 2,500 gold up. Does he even go for the E-Blade here? You mentioned the BKBs earlier. Do you just abandon and go for something else at this point? Like just straight into Manta?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the something else would be. Manta, maybe a Skadi.
Yeah, just beef up a little bit. There's no Orchid on the
Clink,
Clink,
it may still be E-Blade, even against the BKBs. You just have to go for an E-Blade at the start, try force out a BKB or get a support.
Oh, mid lane, Omni Slash gets a double kill on the Razor and Disruptor. The RNG on that.
Power damage. Holy shit, that is sick.
Oh my gosh, that was just disgusting.
Just like cleaving through with the extra mini attacks and just doing all kinds of mayhem there.
Oh my gosh. Even creeps nearby have both saying, nope, just going to roll the dice, and he did not crap out that time around.
Yeah, this Ice Blast is going to do absolutely nothing. Can't heal for now, but hey, it'll wear off, and then you've still got the healing ward to fall back on. Havos, easy tier 2 tower. Morphling just getting what farm he can elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, Desolator.
Deso, not BKB, saying, let's get some extra siege.
Yeah, Godz gets scouted out. Havos just goes right towards the high ground. Morphling trying to split push in the bottom best he can, and HR will repel Na'Vi, at least for now. Godz working on an Aghanim's point booster, picked up on the puck with all the BKBs. I think it makes some sense here. Smoke from Na'Vi. They're going to bump right into the puck. That does break their smoke. His blink is down, orb away, but this puck is in a lot of trouble. Does jaunt to the orb, but it doesn't matter. Dendy's there with the blink, brings him down.
That damage from Havos.
It is disgusting.
He's going to get an Aegis now and pick up some crazy big item. Maybe an Abyssal Blade.
The Empower.
Oh, he's going Skadi again.
The Vengeance Aura. His damage output right now is disgusting, given how he doesn't even have damage items. Mask of Madness BKB.
He's not even going for another. He's going for Skadi, which isn't damage. At this point, he's like, I do sick damage just from Empower. If I just get items to stay alive.
Oh, that's a courier kill.
Eagle Song.
Oh my.
He is going E-Blade, it looks like, and that was his Eagle Song. He needs another 1,300 anyways, so it's only going to slow down the E-Blade by like a minute maybe. But I think high ground push is coming now.
Somebody rebound my courier hotkey here, Godz.
But
it is the Eagle Song.
Mr. Cuddle guy.
Son of a bitch. And now even Benj going for a pipe. A great game for a pipe with all this nuke magic damage that HR have. They'll use the glyph and kind of an awkward time does not keep the tier 3 safe. It just keeps getting worse for the HellRaisers. Ortez trying to split push as best he can. Mid lane of Barracks will certainly go down. Can Na'Vi get more off this?
The good news is they've got tier 2 towers. So that's the saving grace.
One lane of Barracks for now. Na'Vi backing on up. They will get back to their base. Ortez can't even really put that much pressure on. He shoves some creeps in, but the tower doesn't even take any damage.
Well, things starting to look very grim for the HellRaisers team. Pipe now complete on a support hero of all things.
And the Skadi complete on Havost. 2,700 HP on this jug at 25 minutes.
I'm sorry, Andrew, but it's all over.
That lady is singing right now, man, and we're all going deaf.
She's entered the final act here. Artez is not going to... End of the day, I don't care about killing Artez. He's just a non-issue right now. He could have his E-Blade complete. He could be 18k net worth with her Voss right now, and I don't think it would make much difference.
Yeah,
give him an E-Blade, give him a Scotty.
I do really like the Desolator pickup from Funnick, though. The Orchid could have worked well here, but just opting for an item that'll let them cut through these pretty low armor heroes. Puck with 4, Disruptor with 7 right now. These heroes are very susceptible. Even Razor, only 7 armor.
Yep.
Now Havo's going to do even more damage, and of course it allows Na'Vi to just flash push those towers that much more effectively.
Aegis still with a good duration left on it, so it seems they want to go for another high ground attempt with it. Again, Artez at the bottom lane going to be a bit pesky, but they can potentially take this top lane and then TP back in time.
It's not like he can push that fast. Even if they wanted to go for a quote-unquote trade, Na'Vi can cripple this top lane of Barracks before he can do too much damage. No glyph available for the Dire. Na'Vi do have one. That alone is a big advantage for the Radiant. Morphling moves into the Tier 3 as Na'Vi take out the Tier 3 tower in the top lane. He gets the Tier 3 down to about half health, still not even close to winning this race.
Artez is also taking a lot of damage from the Tier 3. Gets down to like the 3rd HP.
Oh my. Yeah, this Morphling in an awkward position here. There's the initiation. Dendy with another huge RP. Oh my gosh, HR get blown up. Wow.
Well, it was nice knowing you, HR.
Oh my. Dendy with the explosion to secure the win. Tier 4 is going to fall, and, well, HR will stay in until the bitter end, but that's going to be all she wrote.
The BKBs, the pipe, the Aegis on another hero, there's just so much sustain. Here comes her E-Blade, but Vengscore, okay.
Gets off one shotgun before the game ends. That's a mild victory there.
The pipe is going to save him.
Oh, he's not going to shatter.
Oh, no.
Now Artez just getting chopped down by the Juggernaut.
Oh,
he will replicate out
this game.
There it is. GG. Artez will call it. Na'Vi looking fierce in the second best-of-3 series of the Starladder Season 11 LAN Finals.
They look happy, and this definitely shows Na'Vi prepared for this, shown up to Starladder, and are looking to get a title, because they have not won a big tournament in a long time, and this would be a nice stepping stone with some of the big events coming up after Starladder as well. Not just to mention winning another Starladder would be huge for this Na'Vi. They just need the kind of confidence boost right now more than anything, I feel.
Yep. Absolutely. 2 players on the side of HR and the negatives of fantasy points. Point 7 as our panel rejoins us here to talk about this series. That was just a massacre. I was looking at Havos like, wow, perfect game, 11-0-2, but he wasn't the only one. Dendy 6-0-9, and even Vanscore on that bench, 1-0-10 with all those aggressive plays.
Go Black, perfect as well, 2 denies.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Those are both
perfect,
denies.
I don't know what is. I think Go Black was like almost the key hero that game, especially more so than game 1, I feel.
Yeah. So, boys, welcome back to the panel.
Yeah, man. Well,
thoughts about that series?
That didn't take long. No, Na'Vi looked really, really good. I mean, it just seems like.
Sorry,
Magnus.
Dakota. You're the one with the faith in HR, and gonna have to rub it in a little bit here.
That's all right. It's all right. I'm just gonna keep talking about that. Maybe it's nerves. And to be honest, that didn't really look like the HR that I was expecting. Maybe they didn't bring their A game quite yet. Maybe looking to also bounce back similar to like Fire. We'll need to look to shake that one off. But Na'Vi looked really sharp. You could tell the nerves aren't really there for them. This is an atmosphere they're very comfortable with, and being comfortable seems to be their motto. I mean, Magnus is there, first phase. Let's just take it. We know how this works. We're just going to keep rolling with that. And it's a game plan that will get them wins. Why not just stick with it?
Do you feel like teams should be banning out the Magnus rather than like the Troll or the Juggernaut against Na'Vi, Ben?
I think Magnus is manageable. He's fairly easy to shut down mid, and I mean his ultimate is on a pretty darn long cooldown. You just can't play into it. You can't push against them too early. You have to get vision of them. You know,
How do you shut him down mid? They had Razor against him 2 games in a row. If that's not like a hero to shut him down.
It's not that great because he can just spam Shockwave.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
they need to gank him, or
having a hero that can actually like pressure him a lot more and zone him out. Like I don't know, Queen of Pain maybe, something like that.
Oh.
An Orchid Carrier. A Clockwork was very popular back in the day to shut down a Magnus. Just got him out with Rocket Flare. I feel like they didn't aptly prepare for the Magnus because this isn't a Magnus heavy patch. So not that many people know how to play against him again.
I mean, Dendy played very well in that series, undoubtedly had some huge RPs that turned fights around, but it seemed like the bigger issue was that Na'Vi off lane, this crazy dual lane with the Abaddon plus Funnick, a 2v3 in both games, and the 2 can't really say that they won, but they broke even, and boy, did they take a lot of HellRaisers' attention.
It's the God Black special.
Yeah, man.
The Gold Black special.
He's a good babysitter, man, and he always like has that TP on hand just in case maybe something does go down and they do try to pressure Dendi. He'll be right there at a moment's notice to help out, and got to give him props. He's a great captain, and he's great at being a good support player.
He loves the Abaddon, man.
He loves that hero.
It protects, the off lane as well as mid lane because he has the TP you mentioned.
Yeah.
So Funnick gets babyset. He doesn't die. He has constant heals, and then Goback's like, okay, I just used 3 missed calls. I need to heal you back up. I'm going to go back to Fountain now. And then if he needs help Dendi out, if the 2 supports smoking mid, he TPs in, potentially saves Dendi as well. So
yeah,
dealing with the Abaddon is tricky.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you may want to consider a second phase ban on the Abaddon, because that's a hero that's a little more difficult to shut down, I think.
But then he'll just get like a Dazzle, maybe, or something like that. Just some other good,
well, but
like,
Dazzle's
support
a pinch more manageable. At least you have the Axe at your disposal. Silences kind of shut him down a little harder than the Abaddon. I mean, what do you think, Ben? How do you deal with an Abaddon in this? Do you ban it? Do you draft against it? Or is the Abaddon not the big threat?
I feel like I don't feel like he's that big of a threat. I think any defensive support would have worked the same. And I think it's just more of the same. Don't be predictable with your ganks and always have him guessing where they're going to be. And if he TPs, just have those quick, swift killers too, not the ones that take forever. You know, like Disruptor takes a while to kill. They need the heavy bursters, Ventral Spirit, even Skywrath. You know, the good old duo.
Yeah, the good old duo. Didn't see any Skywrath that series, but
he's gone.
Still
No Lion, no Skywrath. These teams Disruptor. It's been at least a bit of a flavor.
We did see Lion banned in the first game, I think, so he's still got a little bit of attention.
But there's still some sports out there that are just Bane, let's say. I mean, we're in an era where like Troll seems to be so dominant nowadays, especially in the hands of someone like Havost. Maybe that bit of Enfeeble could help out certainly early on, or when he's trying to go for a full throttle push. And I don't know, I haven't seen any Bane. Why isn't it something that maybe some teams consider bringing back into the mix?
He's easily dealt with by Abaddon, I feel like.
Yeah.
You can.
Then it goes back to Godblack once again. He's just there and available for whatever comes their
I feel
way,
like it's more drafting against a Troll is pretty difficult. Your traditional man fighters don't work. He's very difficult to take down, and he sieges your towers very early. So the carries that take a lot of time to get online, like Naga Siren or something like that, just aren't up to snuff. Their jungle just gets invaded before she can even do anything. So I don't know. Maybe it's time to go back to like a Gyrocopter or a Luna, maybe some of the more magic-based ones.
It just seems like maybe Na'Vi have just found a formula that seems to work.
The question is who's going to break that formula. Like if you know what's coming, the 2-1-2. Like both games, I feel like the HR offlaner got kind of zoned out and dominated. Game 1, the Tide died multiple times. This game, the Puck got a very late Blink Dagger. I feel like you mentioned the Clockwork is a good hero against the Mag. It's also great in those 1v2 setups. If you have a support like a Venge, solo support Venge isn't zoning something like a Clockwork out. I feel like Clockwork's one of those good 1v2 matchups, does well against the Troll, the Juggernaut with the Cogs to burn down the mana. So maybe teams need to consider different offlaners because Navi's not running a tri-lane.
Or Nature's Prophet and just try and turn the tides and make the 3-on-2 a 4-on-2, and then after that they can't really come back to the lane.
You definitely need to pick different offlaners against Na'Vi compared to a team that's running a defensive tri-lane every game, maybe.
Yeah, definitely a much different style. So we do have our first set of semifinals confirmed. The bracket's not completely updated, but it will be Empire versus Na'Vi for the upper set of semifinals.
The CIS El Clasico, as the
tracking through the winners
They
bracket.
have a huge history playing against each other. One of the most of any teams. I think it's like 70 or 80 games. Franchise history, I guess, going between each other.
That will be a hype match coming up tomorrow. But we need to look forward to our matches still to come. We are at the halfway point for day 1 of this LAN, and we'll have 2 more best-of-3s coming your way. Up next will be MVP Phoenix versus Virtus Pro Polar, of course, now known as Azus Polar. I think we're going to have another lengthy break, a little girthy, as two O's to get things started.
What?
So I guess you're the old man here. You're in your 30s, and here you are giggling like a little girl. Like what?
I was really laughing at Ben's smirk. He looked at Dakota. He was just thinking, girthy.
Did someone say something funny, Dakota? What's
whatever, guys. It's okay. It's a bit of a flaccid humor, but whatever. No, I'm looking forward to that. I really am, and I'm very intrigued to see MVP Phoenix come up because it's just been so long and I haven't really seen them square up against a lot of these teams. So seeing as far as how they match up against them, it's very intriguing. And I'm excited to be able to be a part of that.
It's also Illidan's time for revenge. MVP spanked them in the TI4 qualifiers. The wild card.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And they got humiliated the first round. And I think most people were thinking, oh, yeah, VP or Liquid probably going to make it. And VP didn't get a chance to even
Yeah,
that
can't
was
undermine
rough.
them, man.
Yeah.
They'll get you.
All right. So we're going to have a break and figure out what the schedule is coming up. I think, if possible, we'll get this next series started early. Before, it was delayed because the teams weren't here at the venue yet. I think the teams are probably here, so if they can get set up, we'll update you guys with a new time, or if we're going to stick to the original schedule. So we'll have a break, and then coming on back, MVP Phoenix versus Azus Polar will be right around the corner. You're watching the Starladder Season 11 LAN Finals. Don't go anywhere, because there's more Dota 2 coming your way.